Hey, what's up? It's Don Jamieson from That Metal Show. Keep it loud, keep it proud, keep it talk to me, keep it girthy. Hey, Josh.
Hey, what's up, Don?
Hey, man, apologies. It's been a crazy day.
Hey, no apologies needed, man. It's all good.
I've been literally on the phone since noon, nonstop. So,
Well, great. Hopefully, I can ask you the same question you've been asked all day.
I hope you can, because after about 25 phone calls, I finally have some reasonable answers now.
Nice. Well, shit. Now I got to step my game up. I didn't know I didn't know it was press junket day.
Yeah, but it's all good, man. It's obviously I'm super excited. So, you and I have done this many times before. So, we'll just wing it and have fun.
Well, cool. Well, I'll just go ahead and get into it since do you have interviews after me too?
Yeah.
Oh man, fun day for you.
Happily, we broke the top 10 on the iTunes comedy charts. So that's what this is all about, getting the word out and reaching people. And I'm excited that people are digging it and picking up the album. And I guess I'm actually now considered a sellout since I'm in the top 10. So
yeah, you're a poser now, right?
Yeah, I'm not real metal comedy.
Yeah, real metal comedy would be like black metal comedy where you can't even understand what you're saying and real high pitched and trebly.
That's not a bad idea, dude.
Black metal comedy.
Yeah.
You could just record everything on cassette tape.
Yeah, exactly. But I draw the line at burning down churches.
Yeah.
I'll light up a few sparklers in front of one, but I'm not going to burn them down.
Maybe a nativity scene or something, or a gingerbread house or something.
Yeah, I'll light off some fireworks maybe and, throw them in the bushes. But, the burning stuff is a little intense.
Any new news on the whole That Metal front?
I know Eddie had heard from our producer recently by email, and he wants to meet with him. I guess he changed agents and... It's so. I don't have any, solid news, but it's still out there in the world, and while there's still people who have on our end for sure, who have a passion to continue doing it, we're going to keep fighting.
Well, let's just jump into some other stuff here. So the main guitar riff on this is Dave Mustaine, correct?
Yeah, I've had great guitar players on my other albums, including Bumblefoot and Vinnie Moore. And I'd seen Dave recently at the Revolver Awards, and he was nice enough to extend an offer if I needed anything, with my new album. He would help me out. And I don't know if he was expecting to hear from me, but I did email him, and he was cool enough to donate a riff to me, and I'm thrilled to have him.
That's very cool. And did he donate any beer to you?
I'm drinking his beer, but I haven't had one donated. When they toured this last time around with Amon Amarth and Suicidal, I hung with him for a while, but the beer hadn't been out yet, so we had to just enjoy some Coronas.
Nice. Yeah, I went and bought a 4-pack the other day. It wasn't bad, actually. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's different. It's unique and sort of, packs a punch, kind of like the band.
Very cool. And then also Dave Ellefson, I saw that you were at one of the grand openings of his coffee shop. So, tell me about that and how you got involved in that.
Well, yeah, it's great. It's there's two members of Megadeth who brew something that I like to drink in the morning. So, no, it's same thing, man. I saw, David also at the Revolver Awards, and first thing I asked him was about his coffee, and he's like, I'm going to open a shop in Minnesota in April. And I go, God, I'm going to be playing a comedy club out your way. And if it works out date wise, and you need my services, let me know. Free of charge. I'll come down and perform, do whatever you need. So he took me up on it. It all worked out and went down there, and the coffee really is great. And we took the fans to a cemetery the Loon Lake Cemetery, which kind of was the inspiration for the song Mary Jane by Megadeth, because it's the folklore is there's a witch that was buried alive there by her father, named Mary Jane. It's not really true, but that's, that was what everybody believed who grew up in that area. So we had a real fun day, man.
Yeah, it was cool seeing the photos of you and Dave and even Tom Hazar too. All three of you have been on the podcast before, so I was like, oh, look at that little nice meeting of the Talk Toomey minds over there.
Yeah, and you know what great guys both of them, those gentlemen are. So it was a killer day. There was a lot of traveling that day. I had a show back in Minneapolis. But it was super fun, and again, just those guys have just been super great to me, and I really appreciate it.
So, with the new album, Communication Breakdown, came out today. I believe this interview, I'm going to go ahead and throw it up tomorrow, so it'll be out with the new with all the hype now. Kind of what's the plan now? I mean, does a comedian tour it like an actual album cycle, or what do you do now?
Well, that's the thing. When a band, they put out a new album, and so they want to play the new songs live, and people want to hear the new songs live. With comedy, it's like now I got to start over again, because once you have the album, the magic is kind of lost. Once you know what the punchlines are. So right now I'm on the uphill climb to develop a new hour of material. To be able to go out and tour on. So I'll be, hitting all my usual spots this summer. I got a couple of things planned. I'm doing Rock on the Range again. Might go back out on the road with Faster Pussycat like I did last summer. So, lots of things happening. But yeah, just again, excited about today. I recorded this in December, so it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad it's finally out.
I've always wondered about that with comedians, and they talk about, when they put their album out, they have to pretty much scrap all of that material and move on. And to me, I think it's almost like a good bit is almost like a good song. And I've gone to see Bill Burr, and I've gone to see, Tracy Morgan and all those guys. And like, if they actually just threw in a couple of their latest bits off of the last album, I don't see that as much of a problem as I feel comedians say it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it's not all going to happen overnight. So yes, there's always going to be overlap, but and I do appreciate when people request certain of their favorites, and if I remember them, I'll do them. But yeah, it's just a little different that way in terms of touring with comedy as opposed to the band. But definitely, I'm back at it again. And Florentine's in the same boat. He just released a special, so he and I last night were doing a gig together, and I go, I'm doing all new stuff tonight. He's like, yeah, me too. So we took notes on each other's new material.
Nice. And speaking of Florentine, man, I had the album promo, but since it came out today, listening to it at work, I listened to it on Spotify. And after the album is over, Spotify kind of kicks you into, hey, here's some other stuff Jamieson has done. And it kicked me into some of the terrorizing the telemarketer stuff. And oh my God, like I don't know why I hadn't listened to it before, but I was literally at work, like cracking up with my earbuds in, and everyone around me is like, what's going on? So, man, it's such good stuff.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. And, Florentine and I, we have 6 volumes of CDs where we just torture telemarketers. And, I got to say, man, between that metal show and being able to release comedy albums on Metal Blade and torturing telemarketers for a living, God bless America.
Greatest country on the planet. With it coming out, I mean, is it the best way to support this? Would it be to go to Metal Blade and buy the physical copy? Are you just kind of like throwing it out there? And if you want to listen to it on Spotify, that's cool. How are you wanting people to support this?
No, I mean, any way is the right way, other than stealing. So, download, it's, 80% of the business is downloads. Obviously, I like the physical copy of anything because, I also put time into the packaging. My CD, the front cover is my 1988 college yearbook photo where I kind of have a feathery, mullety, Sean Cassidy, business in the front, party in the back look. And I think, and that's, I mean, I like that stuff, and you miss that stuff if you just download tracks off iTunes. But hey, look, the kids will be kids.
Yes, they will. I'll go ahead and leave you with this. I'll go ahead and cut this one short because I know you're running behind on time, stuff like that. But
I got time for Josh.
I do appreciate it. I know you're a big football fan. Are you a Giants fan?
I'm a Jets fan, actually.
Well, that's good
so
too.
Now, you know where a lot of my anger comes from now.
So with the NFL schedule being released yesterday, did you like every other NFL fan go and like win loss, and the Jets are going to go like 14-2?
No, because it's the same exact thing every year. We're either going to be 6-10 or 10-6. There's really no middle ground.
Oh man, that's so funny, man. My wife, she's very fair weather when it comes to this stuff, and for a couple of seasons, she was a Jets fan because of Mark Sanchez. So,
well, he not only he got us. Look, he got us almost to the Super Bowl, and he's dreamy on top of it. So, I never thought I'd pine for the days of Mark Sanchez, but considering we have no quarterback this year, I would not mind having the dreamboat back on my team.
The glory days of Mark Sanchez and Chad Pennington.
Yeah, well, Chad was actually a great quarterback. Unfortunately, he was made of glass, yes. So that was tough. But it all fuels the rage that goes into doing these comedy CDs.
I actually went back and listened to our last interview just to make sure I didn't miss anything on this one. But we kind of brought up you possibly doing your own podcast, something like that in the future. After that interview, I'd heard a little bit more rumblings about you maybe doing something. Is there still something in the works?
Well, something I'm doing now that I'm really having fun with because there's no pressure, but I've been doing this website called Blonde and Crossbones, and it's myself and Juliet Huddy, formerly of Fox News, and you wouldn't think if you've ever seen her or just knowing Fox News that they would have any metalheads, in their world. But she's the real deal. And she started this website just out of her love for hard rock and metal. And so her and I have been doing band interviews. And it's been really a lot of fun. I miss doing my interviews with Eddie and Jim. But it's kind of exciting, too, to now develop a chemistry with somebody new. I have no idea where she's ever going to come from with a question, whereas Jim and Eddie, we kind of had a rhythm together. We kind of knew what each other were going to say, so we've done some pretty good ones. The last one we did was with Ice-T from Body Count, and that was a really great one. So yeah, people could check out some of my new stuff at Blonde and Crossbones, and for anything else, go to my website, tednugent.com.
Pornhub.com/Don Jamieson.
Well, listen, if that metal show doesn't get picked up shortly, I may have to go back into the world of porn.
Back into the world, great. Well, thanks for taking the time today, Don. We'll have to do this again, and maybe obviously do a longer form interview like we did last time. But I definitely wanted to get in the mix and support your new album. And
look, I want to support you as well, and I hope all your listeners are supporting. The fact that we're still doing this all these years later means you're doing something right, and I always appreciate your support, man, so thank you.
All right, Don, have a good rest of your day.
You too, brother. Have a good weekend.
So we got to be able to have a few cocktails in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying, bro? Now, I'll tell you a funny drinking story, and I swear this is 100% true. And what's cool is, man, you guys are always so nice and gracious after comedy shows. You want to buy the comedians drinks, and we appreciate that. But I always say the same thing. If someone offers to buy me a drink, I say, I'll take 6 Miller Lights. Because about 3 times out of 10, I get it. It's like asking for anal sex, you know what I mean? So I go to this movie premiere party, and the star of the movie is the actor Kiefer Sutherland. We all know Kiefer Sutherland in here, right? All right. And about an hour into the party, Kiefer Sutherland himself walks into the room with his girlfriend, and they're all dressed up. They're saying hi to people. So I said to my buddy who invited me, I go, hey, can you introduce me to him? He goes, yeah, no problem. Hey, Kiefer, come over here. This is my buddy Don Jamieson. He co-hosts that metal show, and sometimes he plays in Cuyahoga Falls. He's big like that. Kiefer Sutherland just looks at me and goes, I never heard of that metal show. He's ossified drunk. He's New Year's Eve, your bachelor party, and St. Patrick's Day. All rolled up into one drunken lost boy. He had so much alcohol in his breath when he breathed on me, he bleached my fucking hair. And his girlfriend girlfriend was just as hammered, and she passed out in a chair 5 minutes into the party, so it was just like, okay, yeah, that's cool, man. You never heard of that metal show, but I know you love rock music. I know you're in a band. I know you have a record company. And he goes, yeah, that's right, man. You know what? You're the only dude I ever talked to who didn't ask me about the Lost Boys or 24. I'm going to the bar. What do you want to drink? I'll take 6 Miller Lights. I'm laughing, my buddy's laughing. A minute later, somebody's tapping me on the shoulder. I turn around, there's Kiefer Sutherland handing me Miller Lights. One after the other, like some alcoholic relay race. He's drinking scotch out of a pint glass, straight up. Every 5 minutes he would look at his girlfriend and go, love of my life. And she's like, she's drooling, she's got a cocktail straw stuck to her face. We're holding a mirror over her mouth to see if it fogs up. He was so hammered, I talked to him for 45 minutes, I have no idea what this guy said to me. It was like talking to Lou Ferrigno with a toothache. Stephen Hawking would have been a better conversationalist than this guy. So we get to the end of the night, he goes, I gotta get out of here, man. I go, oh, it's nice to meet you, I'm a big fan. And he goes to give me the bro shake, right? You know when you shake your bro's hand and you pull him in? And I swear to God this is true. He pulls me in and he starts kissing my neck. And I'm looking over my shoulder like, get a picture. Paul TMZ, bitch. I thought maybe he really is a lost boy. Maybe he is a vampire, I didn't know. I get home that night, my girlfriend at the time is sleeping over. I try to slip in quiet so I don't wake her up. 30 seconds later, this is what I hear. Don, what's that mark on your neck? Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, what am I talking about? You come home 4 a.m, reeking of 6 Miller Lights. I want to know who you were with tonight. Honey, you're probably not going to believe this, but Jack Bauer gave me a hickey tonight. I always dreamed of hooking up with a famous person. I just didn't know it was going to be one with a penis and a drinking problem. Hey, it could have been worse. I could have met Bill Cosby that night, so...